What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, and like many of you, when I get a quiet day, I like to kick back and read. Sometimes I choose to read me some comic books, and man, when I was little, I had a nice collection. And as we grow older, there seems to be fewer young comic readers and more old comic readers. So even today, I like to pick up a comic these days and check it out. But boy, back then, I had a huge collection of the action figures. I had a huge collection of comics. Went into the attic to store them, and a bunch of squirrels shoot them up. Ah! But you know, one way that you can keep your comic books without having to worry about squirrels chewing them up is either keeping them in a better spot than I did, or you can just download them. That's right, on Android, on iOS, you can download Marvel and DC apps so that you can view these things. You can hold them on your system, you can save them in the cloud, and then you don't have to worry about Squirrel Girl chewing up your nuts and shit. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, so work on Android, the old school Android, old school Apple, since it's so simple, even on an older tablet, even on an older device, you'll be able to get this stuff to work. And I definitely recommend anyone that chooses to follow a series to, well, if you can't get down to the comic book store, if you can't actually get down and buy the physical comics, oh, there's just something so beautiful about having an old school comic when you're on the shitter or having a bath or just chilling out in a hammock someplace. Comic book hammocks, those are the best. Those are the best. But anyways, I digress. If you like the physical stuff, you can still go downtown and get the physical stuff, and a lot of them actually have comic book codes in them. You can put, I don't think this one does, and you can put the code into one of your devices. You can put the code into your devices, and you will have the comic on your device, which is very nice, I gotta say. And you know, you can go to Chapters, Barnes and Noble if that's still open, and you can get a trade paperback. That's something else I would also recommend that collects all the series, of course. But if you go down to the comic book store, you ask them to save you comics. Usually they can never save you the comics that you want because Diamond Distributors is a piece of junk, and they never give the comic book shops all the comics they ask for. Anyways, most of the comic book shops that I go to just don't even get my comics in. They just forget that I even asked. But for as many people that come in and ask for comics and never come and get them and purchase them, I can understand that because the comic book stores end up with stock that they have to use. So at the end of the day, if you like reading comics, you want to support the industry, and you do want to support the industry. We all want to support the industry because we all want these stories to be around. I would definitely recommend checking out these online apps where you can purchase the comics for later consumption. You won't exactly get the ability to resell them, but seriously, all those people out there that are like, oh, these comics are worth so much. When was the last time you actually sold one? When was the last time you actually went out and got some money for it? Anyways, let's take a closer look at this app. So here we can see the Marvel comic app. You have the ability to go through anything you want. Basically any good comic that's out there, you can download from here. You can discover different comic books, or my personal favorite, you can go to story arcs. Now, I was just looking at World War Hulk. Oh man, that's a great story. Anyways, I'll show you all the story arcs. Age of Apocalypse, I have that in trade. These are all very good story arcs. So I was like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna check out World War Hulk. But after checking out some of these story arcs, I kind of question their decisions on some of these. Like, for example, this particular Ghost Rider. Come on. In this particular Ghost Rider, it acts like Ghost Rider's going to be fighting Hulk within World War Hulk. But unfortunately, they send you through a little bit of a loop. So one of my personal favorite parts about this readcomiconline.to is you can double tap and then you can watch. Oh yeah, just like that. It'll just slide through. Oh no, you're squeezing my pimple on my face. That's what we're just going to say so the kids don't get too scared, right? Now the thing that threw me through the loop about this particular comic is I bought it, I downloaded it, I bought it because I wanted to see the fight between Hulk and Ghost Rider, and guess what? I just got to the page where they meet up, and guess what? It's the end of the bloody book. Oh, Marvel, you got me with it. You got me. Man, DC used to be really bad with this too. They're featuring the whole story to be about Ghost Rider versus Hulk. Man, the Earth-based Angel of Vengeance versus the Unstoppable Force. Man, I want to see that. So I put $3 down, and there wasn't actually a fight. There was no fight. Nice fight, no fight. I mean, anyways, if they tick you off like this and they cheese you off and you feel like maybe you should get your money back for it, you can't really get your money back, but you can always be a pirate. So one thing that you can do is you can go to any site like the Pirate Bay or whatever, and they will show you, and you'll be able to download it directly from the Pirate Bay as long as someone there is seeding it. Or you can go to readcomiconline.to and just download, or not download, but just go to search out whatever particular comic you like. It works and is very good. But don't ever go to that website when you're on your computer, because there are so many little things that they want you to click, and viruses and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely isn't the most legit. It's not legit at all. This is definitely us being a pirate and them trying to infect our computers and show us advertisements. But you can read entire comic stories here. Just make sure your grandma isn't watching the ads, because it looks like there might be some that are a little sketchy. But seriously, let's check out the DC comic app now. DC, I particularly prefer the DC universe. And I think it's because in the Marvel universe, all the deities seem to be based off of science, whereas in DC, all the deities seem to be based off of faith. And I like the idea of justice within my comic book universes. Anyways, I have such a huge collection, so nobody can accuse me of being the biggest pirate in the world. Look at this. Goes on for days, and I still have to read some of this stuff. Oh man, that Booster Gold series. Yeah, Booster Gold going back in time to try to keep the Killing Joke from happening. Ultimately, he found out you can't stop that stuff from happening because it's meant to happen. Dun dun dun. Okay, honestly, it's been a while since I've been through here. I'm just kind of blown away by all the stuff that I see. But I definitely recommend you check this out, because the price of the comics isn't even bad at all. Let's check that out. Harley Quinn. Oh wait, that's a bit more money than I thought it would be. Anyways, I guess the new ones are full price. I guess the new issues are full price, while the old ones are only about $3 each. Let's see what this Green Lantern one's like. $5.49. Huh. Yeah, they definitely seem to be a bit more expensive. No, maybe it's the Marvel ones. Maybe it's just the Marvel ones. $17.99. Alright, some of this is a little bit confusing, honestly. It looks like the newer ones are a higher price. The older ones definitely are a lower price. And generally about $3, which isn't bad. Oh, sorry. $3 is not bad for what you get, I gotta say. Especially for things like the Doom Patrol. So definitely, you gotta help out the artists. You gotta support the industry someday, ladies and gentlemen. Or else we're not gonna be having any more of these comics. Anyways, that's it for me, folks. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. And don't forget to support the industry, folks. Have a good one. Catch you later.